On the broadcast tonight, we discuss the parking ticket uprise on campus.
We also give the recent update on the effects of Hurricane Helene, and women's soccer gets their first home win of the season.
All that and more right now on SUTV News.
Good evening and welcome to this week's broadcast with the latest news. I'm Abby Hockenberry.
And I'm Emily Hall. Shippensburg University's radio station, WSYC, is debuting a new show this semester. Tune in Tuesday night at 7 p.m. for WSYC Encore. Encore will feature a variety of on-air performances, including musicians, poets, artists, and more. WSYC Encore will also interview these performers as they discuss their work. To listen, tune into WSYC on 88.7 FM. And to get involved with this production, email Jenna Cornell or check out the show's Instagram at Encore WSYC. Shippensburg University hosted their intramural sand volleyball championship games this Tuesday at the Rec Center here on campus. The Rec has competitive and recreational leagues, with the team Block Party coming out with a big win on the competitive side and Salute Gang winning on the recreational side. The Rec offers a wide variety of recreational and club sports which don't require any experience to learn or to join. Intramural softball starts this week. Feel free to stop in and catch some of the action.
Are you interested in cars or trucks? You should check out the Shippensburg Car Club's Motor Show happening this Saturday. Let's see what their Vice President Thomas has to tell us about the event.
I'm Thomas Firestein. I'm the Vice President of the Shippensburg University Car Club that we have here on campus. We're having our first and hopefully annual car show October 5th, this Saturday. It's a $10 entry fee if you want to show your vehicle. We're going to have a food truck, some sponsors, dealerships from around the area, and our charity that we're using is Shippensburg Produce and Outreach. They are effectively a food bank, and they serve somewhere between 375 to 400 families every week. WSYC, our college radio station on campus, is going to be DJing, so you want to come out. There'll be some good food, awesome cars, and some cool tunes to listen to.
Keep your eyes out this weekend for some cool cars on campus, and make sure to check out Lot G1 if you would like to attend. This past Wednesday, the annual tulip ceremony took place in front of Lac Cove. Hosted in collaboration with the Page Center, the Women's and Gender Studies Department, and the Criminal Justice Department at Shippensburg University. The event honored the victims of domestic and intimate partner violence. During the ceremony, participants planted tulips as a symbol of remembrance for those affected by these experiences. The gathering also served to raise awareness about the dynamics of power and gender-based violence. The event was a powerful reminder of the ongoing struggle against domestic violence and the importance of community support.
Are you feeling the stress of getting ticketed at Shippensburg? If so, many Shippensburg students are feeling the same exact way. Many students are voicing their concerns. SUTV's Shamir Briggs spoke with students around campus to gather their thoughts on fines and penalties related to the parking at the university.
So where can I park on this campus safely? The answer seems to be nowhere without a threat of a boot.
Students at Shippensburg University are expressing frustration over parking tickets, citing a lack of availability, spaces, and high costs. Here's what they have to say.
I think that they're expensive, and I think that you're paying to have a permit on campus. I think that you should get a warning before automatically, boom, you get a ticket, but that's just what I think.
I had time to log into the SHIP website, and I noticed that most of the violations start at $50. Our students did not like that, and they have more to say on that.
I think the parking tickets should be, the parking passes and payments should be included in our tuition. We already pay so much money to be here, to attend classes here. I feel it's sort of unfair for students to get parking tickets for parking in places like the community lot or wherever just to get to their class on time. Overall, I think it's just stupid. The parking tickets is dumb.
This is Shamir Briggs for SUTV News.
When we come back, Rylan Walls gives the latest news on Iran and Israel.
And J.D. DeRazio provides some insight into the recent vice presidential debate in this week's road to the election.
All that and more coming up on SUTV News.
Are you failing a class or don't know what you're doing? You're in luck. Shippensburg Primary Academic Resource Center is free to all SHIP students. The Student Success Center, also known as the Learning Center, is located on the first floor of Mowry Hall. The center provides a variety of services, including course-based tutoring, writing tutoring, and learning specialists. To schedule an in-person or Zoom appointment, visit the Student Success Center collaborative website, ship.campus.eab.com. I'm Will Nicholson with SUTV.
Here at Multicultural Student Affairs, we value every student. No matter your race or ethnicity, you are guaranteed a home here. MSA offers many resources: a place to study, a place to meditate, a place to socialize, or a safe place to communicate issues or talk with a faculty member. Come down to Gilbert Hall today and join our family. Our roots run deep. Why not grow together? This is a public service announcement from MSA.
Are you having a hard time focusing on your work? Why not check out the Ezra Lehman Memorial Library? The library has many resources like the IT desk on the main floor. For computer assistants, see the experts. Need to print in black and white or color? Don't worry, the library offers both options on different floors. You can use the bottom floor for group work and the top floor for when you need silence. Don't forget to stop by Starbucks. Check out library.ship.edu for more information. This is a public service announcement from SUTV.
It's time to take a trip around the globe with Rylan Walls in this week's World News.
Iran launched approximately 180 ballistic missiles into Israel, making this attack larger than Iran's previous barrage back in April. Most of the missiles were intercepted by air defenses, but a few made landfall. Millions of other Israeli citizens were forced to take cover in bomb shelters, and at least one person was killed while several were injured. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps stated that this attack was a response to the killings of Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah and other militia leaders. Now, just this morning, it's been reported that Israel has struck targets in South Lebanon, a potential sign that Israel's ground invasion could be expanding further into Lebanon. Now let's check in with J.D. DeRazio for this week's Road to the Election.
Welcome back to SUTV's Road to the Election. I'm J.D. DeRazio. This past Tuesday, the two vice presidential candidates squared off in a debate.
The running mates taking center stage for the only vice presidential debate, quickly addressing foreign policy following Iran's attack on Israel just hours earlier.
It's those that were closest to Donald Trump that understand how dangerous he is when the world is this dangerous.
For people to fear the United States, you needed peace through strength. They needed to recognize that if they got out of line, the United States global leadership would put stability and peace back in the world.
Democratic Governor Tim Walz and Republican Senator J.D. Vance clashing on immigration.
Donald Trump had 4 years. He had 4 years to do this, and he promised you, America, how easy it would be.
And the economy.
If Kamala Harris has such great plans for how to address middle-class problems, then she ought to do them now. Not when asking for a promotion, but in the job the American people gave her 3.5 years ago.
Walz struggling when confronted about his claim of being present for the deadly Tiananmen Square protests.
All I said on this was I got there that summer and misspoke.
And Vance deflecting when asked about Trump's false claims that he won the 2020 election.
He is still saying he didn't lose the election. I would just ask that. Did he lose the 2020 election?
Tim, I'm focused on the future. Did Kamala Harris censor Americans from speaking their mind in the wake of the 2020 COVID situation?
That is a damning non-answer.
For SUTV News, I'm J.D. DeRazio.
Former U.S. President Jimmy Carter turned 100 years old on Tuesday. He is the first former U.S. president to hit the centennial mark. Carter, the 39th president, served his term from 1977 to 1981. After his term ended, he and his wife Rosalind co-founded and ran the Carter Center, designated to wage peace, fight disease, and build hope. These last 19 months, Carter has been spending his time in hospice with his family. They all came to visit the former president on his birthday to celebrate and watch the vice presidential debate together. His son, Chip, says that his father's next goal is to make it to the election. Italy and Switzerland have agreed to change their border due to climate change. This adjustment will take place near the iconic Matterhorn Peak, one of the tallest mountains in the Alps and a popular skiing destination. The decision, initially made in 2023, will be officially enacted this Friday during a public signing ceremony. These changes are necessary because glaciers, which have historically defined the Swiss-Italian boundary, are melting as temperatures rise. According to the Swiss government, the loss of glaciers illustrates how human activities are reshaping our planet. Last year, Switzerland's glaciers lost 4% of their volume, following a record 6% loss in 2022. As these glaciers continue to shrink, they pose risks such as unstable landscapes and a reduced freshwater supplies. Hurricane Helene stretched 500 miles inland, causing a path of destruction from Florida to the southern Appalachians. Helene caused nearly 200 deaths, with many others believed to be unaccounted for. Helene made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane on September 26th, tearing through the Gulf Coast of Florida, then reaching Georgia as a Category 2 hurricane, where Atlanta and Augusta saw the heaviest of flooding. Helene then weakened into a tropical storm as it reached the Carolinas, but still brought lots of rain to the surrounding states. This hurricane was truly devastating, and those impacted are looking for a speedy recovery after Helene's wrath brought destruction to the East Coast. This has been Rylan Walls with news from around the world. Now back to Emily and Abby at the desk.
It's the end of the road for a famed band.
A TV show favorite is coming back for a new season.
Ian Vasile gives us the latest on these star-studded topics.
And Haley Galaskas gives us some sunny news in this week's weather forecast.
A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
Scary that it can be put into anything, and we can't even see it or notice it.
There's been another deadly shooting at a local elementary school. According to authorities, the suspect acquired the gun from a family member's home before using it to take the lives of innocent children and teachers.
Store your gun securely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Thanks for hearing me out, bro.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
There's only one thing that will save somebody's life, and that is naloxone nasal spray. Get 911 on the phone, get the emergency responses there on their way.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
You know, Emily, we finally got to see some sun this week. Like, I've just been complaining about how it keeps on raining and raining, but as soon as we get a sunny day, I spend it indoors.
I have to agree. I was inside a little bit more than I wanted to be as well, Abby. But I will say, I think this has some hammocking potential for doing some work, because I think midterms are catching up with all of us.
Yeah.
You know, getting right to that midway point soon. And I think hammocking, maybe doing some studying, could be in our future.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's time to see whether or not these sunny days are here to stay.
We go now to Haley Galaskas with this week's weather.
Thank you, Abby and Emily. I know the rain has been driving everyone crazy, me included, but thankfully I bring great news this week. Hurricane Helene is off on her merry way, and we are free to enjoy the sunshine once again. As we move into tonight, we can expect some humidity to roll in, but it's going to stay cool in the low to mid 50s. Tomorrow is going to be fairly warmer than what we're used to, staying in the low to mid 70s with some cloud coverage. We have a slight chance to catch the last of the rain, and there will be a mild fog coming in the morning, but that's going to dissipate as we go into the afternoon. As we switch over into the weather for the next week, we can see lots of sun, which I know makes everybody happy, but the rain did not deter the heat. We can expect some temps in the low to mid 70s again. It's going to stay pretty consistent throughout the week. We have some cloud coverage coming in on Friday, but it's going to come out for the rest of the week, and we're going to stay nice and warm. The leaves are changing, pumpkin spice is in the air, and fall is not far behind us. We have a beautiful sunset over campus tonight, so go out there and enjoy it before the days start getting shorter. That is it for this week's weather. I am Haley Galaskis. Next up is entertainment. Let's go see what Ian has to share with us today.
An official winner has been crowned in the battle for the best convenience store chain in the country. Philadelphia-based Wawa took the top spot with the highest markings for customer satisfaction among all U.S. chains. These findings come from a survey by the American Customer Satisfaction Index. Unfortunately, Wawa's PA rival, Sheetz, landed in 4th place. Quick Trip placed 2nd, while Buc-ee's and Murphy USA tied for 3rd place. The survey shows food quality was a defining factor in a higher ranking. They also earned high marks for opening hours, locations, mobile ordering options, and loyalty programs. Netflix has announced a new season of their hit production, Outer Banks. This adventure film follows a group of North Carolina teenagers as they hunt for sunken treasure and escape near-death experiences. The cast has done a handful of interviews recently about what this new season might entail. The first 5 episodes of season 4 will be released on October 10th, and the later 6 episodes will not be dropped until November 7th. Mark these dates on your calendar and grab some popcorn. You won't want to miss the beach adventures these friends have in store. Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal return for the 2nd season of the HBO hit series The Last of Us, which is set to premiere in 2025. Pedro Pascal, who plays Joel Miller in the series, is seen sitting across from Catherine O'Hare, who we can only assume may be playing a therapist role that will help Joel throughout the season. We get a more in-depth look at Jackson, the first town, from what we know of, that has been able to develop a sense of community since Outbreak Day. We meet new characters who are important to this season, like Dinah and Jesse, who play a major role in Ellie's character development in the game. But I don't want to spoil anything. The most important character we see in this trailer is Abby, another complex character in the game. This season seems to have more clickers, infected, and violence than the first season. And for those of you that haven't played the video game, buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Maggie Smith, best known for her roles in the prime of Miss Jean Brodie, Downton Abbey, and Harry Potter, has died at the age of 89. Her sons announced early Friday morning. Maggie Smith won 2 Emmys and 3 Oscars for her roles in Harry Potter as Professor McGonagall and Violet Crawley in Downton Abbey. Smith brought her roles to life with her outlandish mannerisms and attitude. She was loved by fans all over the world, and her legacy will continue through her memorable on- and off-screen roles. SpongeBob fans, you'll soon be able to get a real-life Krabby Patty. In honor of the SpongeBob SquarePants TV series' 25th anniversary, Wendy's is releasing some special menu items. They include a Krabby Patty collab cheeseburger, described as a regular cheeseburger with extra cheese and a top-secret sauce, and a pineapple under the sea Frosty, a vanilla-flavored milkshake with a pineapple and mango-flavored puree swirled on top. In a nod to its signature square burger patties, Wendy's says it makes sense that the 2 of the most iconic squares in pop culture would team up. Other fast food chains have plugged into pop culture to drive more business. That includes McDonald's, which earlier this year announced a collaboration with a noted animation house, Studio, to create episodic shorts and more. This has been Ian Vassell with your entertainment, and now back to Abby and Emily at the desk.
When we come back, Ship Cross Country runs it home, and field hockey continues to push their way to success.
We toss it over to Jack Weaver, who gives the latest after this short break.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got
done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
After 56 years in Oakland, the Athletics are moving out of town. The team played their final game in the Coliseum last week when they beat the Texas Rangers by a final score of 3-2. The A's will now move to Sacramento for 3 seasons before moving to Las Vegas. They're the final professional sports team to move out of the Oakland area following the Golden State Warriors in 2019 and the Raiders in 2020. This move has sparked outrage among baseball fans from coast to coast as they feel John Fisher, the Athletics owner, has become too cheap to run the team and is more interested in making money than winning championships. Shippensburg men's soccer traveled to take on Shepherd last night at the Shepherd Soccer Complex. It was a physical contest as the match featured 7 yellow cards between the two teams, with 4 coming from the Raiders. The Raiders were able to keep even in terms of shots on goal, but struggled to find the back of the net as they went on to lose 0-2. The men will travel to East Stroudsburg for their next contest this Saturday at 5 p.m. The women's team would stay home to play in a rainy contest against Lock Haven last night at David C. Field. The rain didn't stop junior Riley Cook scoring her first career goal, as well as sophomore Kirsten Brown recording 6 saves to earn her first career shutout. The Raiders took home the win with a final score of 1-0. Women's soccer will host East Stroudsburg at 3:30 p.m. this Saturday at David C. Field. This past Saturday, Shippensburg football suffered a tough loss against Shepherd at Seth Grove Stadium in their PSAC Eastern Division opener, falling 38-0. The Rams dominated with several big plays, including touchdowns on a 56-yard run, a 57-yard pass, and a 61-yard punt return. By the end, the Raiders managed 177 total yards compared to Shepherd's 310. Shippensburg quarterbacks Sam Stoner and Vincent McCucci combined for 156 passing yards, but it wasn't enough to prevent the shutout. This loss marks the first time Shippensburg has been shut out since 2013. The Raiders look to bounce back next week when they travel to Westchester for a noon kickoff. Both cross-country teams raced at the Dickinson Short Invitational. The women's team finished in second place, only behind Washington and Lee University. Senior Victoria Mattioli was the fastest raider on the team, finishing in 5th place and earning her the PSAC Athlete of the Week. She was followed by junior Livy Rick, who finished in 8th, and freshman Ella Hartel rounded out the top 10. Moving on to the men's team, they finished with another first-place victory, their 3rd in a row. The Raiders had 6 runners finish in the top 10. Redshirt freshman Tommy Crum Jr. led the way in 2nd place, also earning him the PSAC Athlete of the Week, quickly followed by Garrett Quinan and Aiden Gonder in 3rd and 4th places. The Raiders cross-country teams race again this Saturday at the 50th Paul Short Run at Lehigh. Races begin at 9:30 a.m. The Raiders' #1 ranked field hockey team traveled to Millersville last night. The team has been nothing short of dominant all season, and that streak did not stop against the Marauders. Junior Auguste Garibaldi scored the lone goal of the game, her 8th of the season. Redshirt junior Emma Albee posted her 6th shutout in 8 starts. Another stellar performance named her the NFHCA Division II Field Hockey Defensive Player of the Week. The Raiders have been proving why they're the #1 ranked team in the country, showing off a goal differential of 35-2. You can watch them play this Saturday at 1 p.m. at Robb Sports Complex against Maryville in the hidden opponent game. That's all for sports this week. I'm Jack Weaver. Now back to Emily and Abby at the desk.
When we come back, SUTV hits the streets to see which dorms are the best for some rest in this week's Ship Talk.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. it always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
New week, new ship talk. For this week, Evan Bahusky asked the question on everybody's mind. What is the best dorm building on campus? Well, let's hear what Shippensburg students had to say.
Hello everybody, and today we have a brand new Ship Talk where we're talking about the most important question on campus. Where is the best place to live? Specifically, dorm buildings. So let's see what Shippensburg students have to say.
I think Harley is my favorite hall because...
I also agree with Harley because...
I also agree with Harley because of the breezeway. That's just so cool.
Harley Hall is the best hall because the coolest people are in there, including myself.
Wow.
I would say that Kiefer Hall is the best hall on campus because right now we are leading the pack with fire alarms. We have 12 fire alarms so far this year. We just had 3 in one night, so that's why I would say Kiefer Hall is the best. Plus, we have the best social hall. So, what do you think is the best hall?
I think it's Seavers because Seavers forever.
Seavers is the best hall because it has the fastest elevators.
Harley Hall because it's the newest and the air conditioning system is probably the best because it's not a window unit. So I'll give it to Harley.
I would say the best dorm was McCune, just because it's very nice in there and it's quiet in there and the fire alarm doesn't go off that often there.
I would have to say the best dorm building on campus is definitely Noggle. There's not any fire alarms except for the mandatory drills we have, so we're superior.
Wow, so many great responses. Now me personally, I'm a Seavers boy, born and bred, but that is just my personal opinion. That was it for this week's Ship Talk. Now back to Abby and Emily at the desk.
I don't know if you've noticed this, Abby, but there is an insane amount of pride people have in their dorms and their buildings.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, and like with the floors and everything, it is a big topic. I myself am a Seavers Beaver, former Noggle Narwhal, and yeah, people just have a lot of pride in their room.
See, I don't get any of that really because I live off campus. So, I mean, I've been inside Seavers, been inside Harley, my friends live there, but other than that, I don't really get it.
I gotta tell you, Abby, the best place though is the basement.
Oh.
It is a community down there through and through. It is great.
That sounds a little scary. I didn't know they had basements.
It's great. You got windows and it's half the rooms. It's
I would probably be crying if I was in the basement. Thank you for spending your evening with us here at SUTV. I'm Abby Hockenberry.
And I'm Emily Hall. Join us next week for the latest news on and off campus. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SUTV News, and check out our website, sutvnews.org.
Thank you and have a good night.